So what is a local online dollar auction? If you're watching this video, chances are you've seen other videos on my channel where I talk all about how utilizing the dollar auction method has totally revolutionized my life and the lives of other moms. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through all about how a local online dollar auction works, why it's the best online income source for moms, and of course, show you how to set one up for yourself. But before we get started on that, it'll probably help if I explain a little bit more about how I even came across this business model. About 4 years ago, I was experiencing a divorce and deciding how me and my two boys were gonna move forward as a 3-pack. Now, I'm solely responsible for both of my boys. That means getting all of the school supplies, all of the school clothes, all of the Christmas presents, all of the food we eat, and everything in between. I realized I needed to find a way to make ends meet in a way that was flexible for my already hectic schedule, and I needed to find that way fast. That's when the idea of starting my own local online dollar auction sprang to life. Local online dollar auctions is a concept I'd seen work well in other places, but just at a smaller scale. And so I wondered, could I use this method to get the necessities that me and my boys needed quickly? So I launched my online dollar auction out of pure necessity with the simple idea that people would post items for a starting bid of $1 in an online Facebook group. Now, initially, this was just about meeting my family's needs. I had no intention of turning this into a business. But soon I realized I wasn't the only person in this boat. My community was absolutely packed with people looking to declutter, looking to find great deals, and of course, looking to make some extra cash. And within just a few months, I had thousands of people buying and selling on a daily basis in my local online dollar auction group. What was interesting about that is most of them seemed to see this as a new concept. So it wasn't something they were familiar with, but they immediately recognized it as an opportunity for their benefit. People were finding items at the prices they could afford, and sellers were making profits that were changing their lives. We even had one member be able to buy a house this year just off the money she made selling things in my dollar auction. But this growth wasn't just in numbers. It was about impact. Parents were able to find the things they needed for their kids. People were finding financial freedom, and our community was growing stronger together. I watched as people turned their clutter into cash and their hobbies into profitable online ventures. And that's when I realized this was more than just a way to make a quick buck. This was an actual business that I could run to support my family and help other people to be able to support their families, all while making our community better. So how does a dollar auction work? Well, think of it kind of like a digital yard sale where everyone's invited to buy, sell, and connect, all from the comfort of their own homes. And everything's done through a simple bidding system where everything starts at a minimum bid of $1. Whoever gets the winning bid at the end of the time frame is the winner of the auction. The buyer and seller then agree on a time to meet and exchange both the product and the cash. At the end, the buyer gets a price they're happy with, which is generally always much cheaper than what they could have gotten it for at a retail store, and the seller gets to make cash on something that was more than likely just collecting dust around their house anyway. But that's not all. One of the best parts about running your own local online dollar auction is that it generates multiple streams of income just by having the one group. In fact, my own local dollar auction generates 4 additional streams of income right now without me having to do any extra work. It only takes me a couple of hours to manage the group in total on a daily basis, but we'll talk more about that later. First, let's take a deeper look on how a dollar auction actually works and how you can start building yours even if you have no business experience at all. 1, setting up your platform. The first step for getting started on establishing your local online dollar auction is setting up a platform. In my case, that was a Facebook group. They're super accessible and very straightforward to manage. This will be the place where your actual group is hosted on a daily basis and the place where all of your members will post, bid, and interact daily. 2, establishing rules. Once your group is all set up, you'll need to establish some basic rules, such as auction duration, payment methods accepted, and bidding increments. You'll want to make sure that transparency and trust are always at the forefront of your auction. This allows people to feel comfortable daily, as well as do your marketing for you, because they will begin to invite people they know, like, and trust to also participate. Step 3, starting the auction. Now, this is really where the fun begins. Members are able to begin posting items they want to sell, as well as bidding on items they want to buy. Minimum opening bid is just $1. Items posted could really be anything from kids' toys to household goods to crafts or things you sell in your small business. The key here is to make sure everybody realizes that they really only have to post a minimum opening bid of $1 and go up by dollar increments, which creates a ton of excitement and keeps people super engaged every day. Step 4, the bidding process. The next step is where members really start getting going on bidding. Bidding usually goes up in $1 or $2 increments, but if somebody really wants something, they're welcome to bid as much as they would like, as long as it's in a whole dollar increment. You also want to make sure that you establish an end time for the auctions so that people are able to keep things moving. In my auction, that's a 48-hour time limit. Step 5, the exchange process. And at the end of the auction, after a winner is announced, it's time to exchange the item for the cash. In my auction, people generally use porch pickup to keep things easy, accessible, and moving forward. Now, that's the beauty of a local online dollar auction. It basically works like eBay, but you get to completely bypass things like fees, expensive shipping costs, and items not selling for a long period of time. Number 6, community engagement. Now, another one of the most beautiful parts of your dollar auction is the community. This isn't just a place to buy and sell products. Members really get to know each other and often help each other out by offering items they know someone else will need. They also spend a lot of time supporting local businesses and crafters. You could kind of think about it like your local flea market, except without the hassle of walking up and down aisles or digging through a bunch of piles of stuff. Number 7, additional income streams. Now, the last and most incredible benefit of setting up your own local online dollar auction is the additional income streams. Apart from the auction itself, you can establish membership tiers for group members who want more out of the group, like featured posts or an opportunity to sell more items at a time. In fact, I make over $2,000 a month just in membership fees alone, which means I didn't have to buy or sell anything that month to make that profit. Additionally, local businesses are going to begin to see your group as a great place to connect with committed buyers. And so they're going to want to advertise in your group, which gives you the opportunity to establish sponsorship fees and advertisement fees specific for local businesses. In essence, a dollar auction is more than just an auction. It's a community hub, a place for great deals, and a place to establish financial empowerment. It's completely changed my life, as well as the lives of people who participate in my dollar auction and others I've helped in other communities to set their dollar auctions up. Now you're probably thinking, Mac, this sounds awesome and everything, but just how much time is this going to take me? And of course, how much money do I have to get going? So the beauty is you can set a local online dollar auction up free on Facebook, and it only takes a couple hours a day to manage well. The best part is, once your membership starts to grow, you can even hire a virtual assistant to manage the day-to-day, making this a true passive income stream for you. To this day, I'm still making passive income running my own local dollar auction. And the best thing is this all started out of necessity and a passion project for myself. And I'm now able to help other moms do exactly the same thing. Now, there are a few more important parts to running a successful local online dollar auction. First, you need to find an effective way to attract members daily to join your group. Members are the absolute lifeblood of the dollar auction community you're creating. So you need to find an attractive method to bring them in and keep them happy while they're there. However, going through all the steps for this would be a lot to squeeze into this video. So So if you want an in-depth step-by-step guide on how to get started on creating your own local online dollar auction and making anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month in passive income as a mom, check out the full tutorial I made here where I show you exactly how to do that.